I'm sitting here with Joyce Ho, who's been interviewing some of our speakers at the Big Data Conference. Hi, Joyce.
Hi, Haley.
So can you tell me a little bit about what you've been doing today?
Definitely. So here we are at the Big Data Conference where all the speakers go on this fancy stage and talk to this very technical audience. And then they come out here where we have them in a more intimate setting where I can have a one-on-one conversation with them and get a little more in-depth with these topics that they're talking about.
So what's your background?
So I'm a medical student and I graduated from Stanford undergrad. I'm graduating from Stanford Medical School.
Born and bred
in 2
Stanford
weeks.
girl.
I am. Been here for 9 years. And I did a year in medical journalism, which is why they invited me to come here and interview the speakers at this conference.
So how do you prepare to interview someone who, for example, is a professor of genetics?
That's a good question. Well, I have a lovely producer, Beta Ryan, who has prepared for me different files that list the biographies of all of the speakers I'm going to interview. So the night before, I'll take a look at all of the biographies, scan through, look for interesting points in people's career, papers they've published, research projects they've worked on, even various hobbies that I find interesting. And I find talking points that I can ask them about.
Some of this stuff is really technical material, though. How do you make it accessible for a general audience?
It is, and that's always an ongoing challenge.
Of course.
I try to ask the speakers, if you were to say this in layman's terms to people who don't have any background in science, technology, or medicine, how would you frame that? Other times, if they say their spiel about genetic research and technical terms and other things like that, I'll rephrase it and put it in more easy to understand everyday language.
Do you think that you've learned a lot about big data?
Yeah, I came in here, I didn't even know what big data meant. I knew it was a buzzword and I've seen that hashtag around, but didn't really know fully all the exciting and interesting work that's going on in this field until this conference.
Is there anything in particular you think you're going to take with you going forward in your career?
Yeah, so I'm going to be a dermatology resident in the upcoming years.
Congratulations.
Thank
Joyce
you.
just graduated.
And I think there's a lot of work for big data within derm, especially because the genetics research within dermatology is just so rich. A lot of the different cancers, a lot of the different diseases within dermatology is very much tied to the genetics. And I think by looking at more and more of this genetic data, pooling it, and looking at it from a big data perspective, we can use that to tailor our therapies and really deliver personalized medicine.
So ladies and gentlemen, I think we have a future big data scientist with us. Joyce, thank you so much for speaking with me. This has been Behind the Scenes at Big Data.